buddy.
Yeah, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the first official episode, live Zoom of the Connect. My name is Johnny Mitchell. This is going to be me, a little off script, unscripted. Yeah, I don't know how to start these things. What's going on, you guys? Welcome. We had somebody ask right off the bat why we're creating a membership for the Connect. Well, it's essentially the same thing as Patreon. If you're a Patreon member, you don't need to sign up for the membership because this is essentially the same thing. The only difference is this is YouTube. So people who don't like using Patreon can, if you guys don't like the format of it, if you want to keep everything nice and neat on YouTube, that we give you that option. So yeah, we'll just get into it. You guys fire away, ask us questions. Subscribe, you guys. Join. If you're a Patreon member and you love the show and things are going pretty well for you, you got a nice bankroll, become a member too. Why not? This is me trying not to cuss, by the way. I am out of my element. I've heard we cannot swear or the lives will take us down. I literally don't know how to do that. I have not lived my life not using an F word every other sentence for the last 25 years, basically since I learned how to cuss. Longer than that. I've been cussing since I'm like 9 years old. So this is going to be a challenge. By the way, shows last night were fantastic at the Improv in Hollywood. We had a couple of pushers out there in the audience. And I got to say, Brian, we got producer Brian on the ones and twos, by the way. Hey, when they brought Johnny Mitchell up and announced him as the Connect with Johnny Mitchell, I got a nice little pop from the crowd. I felt that pop. I got some whistles. And I'm telling you what, in 2 years, that's going to be an entire comedy club getting that Johnny Mitchell pop. So thank you for coming out and supporting the show and coming up to me afterwards. It was a great time. I bombed. No, I'm kidding. I had a pretty good set. Crowd was a little tight, but I got him, dude. I got some abortion jokes past him and some black jokes. Not very easy getting those black jokes past a bunch of white Hollywood liberal people. So I was very proud about that. Brian, why can I not see like the active thing? Why can I not see? It still says upcoming on my end.
Refresh it.
Refresh. Because I want to be in. I want to see like there we go. No, but why can I not? Is anybody watching?
Yeah, they are. There's a full conversation happening on here already.
Well, I can, hit the video link. Damn. How do I get through?
This is very common, everybody.
How do I get through
mute
a day? What's up?
Mute your computer, dude.
Mute it. Gotcha.
This is why I'm here, folks, because Johnny struggles with links. He struggles with anything that isn't basically rubbing two sticks together. So
it's so crazy. It's so crazy that we have to fight tooth and nail to get YouTube to give us some money. It's so crazy, you guys. I'm telling you right now, if you go to Vlad TV, if you go to the Mob Reporter, if you go to, I don't know, any other, what are they trashing me in the comments?
They're calling you a boomer, dude.
I'm
the
biggest boomer.
I am the most boomer. What are you? You're a millennial. This is the most boomer millennial I've ever met in my life.
I'm the youngest boomer you've ever met. I'm the youngest boomer. I don't even know, like when I have to go to the airport to catch a flight, I don't even know how to get out. Like, you know how you can make your ticket digital and you can just scan it? I don't know how to do that. I never check in for flights until I get to the airport and I can put it into the computer and have it print out a physical ticket. I swear to God.
Yeah, I literally set his VCR up for him earlier today.
Brian, please. So I'm telling you, I should be living on a farm in Peru and using a flip phone. I should be living on some Icelandic piece of land, and I should be milking cows, and I should be trading using gold coins, and I should not have access to really, and I should be writing letters next to with a quill pen with candlelight. I don't know how it works. I don't know how I evolved to this. It's pretty fucking sad. Oh, I said effing. Try not to cuss here. Okay. So anyways, it is so crazy that the Mob Reporter, that Vlad TV, that all of these other channels, countless other channels that have worse content than us, I'm not even talking about Vice either, that don't put out the dope stuff that we put out garbage, and title their videos, Cartel Decapitating People. This guy talks about stabbing a guy on the yard 100 times, fully monetized, fully running ads. We don't get nothing. We got ungats, nothing. Okay? It's so crazy. So you guys, if you love our show and you want us to continue to even have a show, I encourage you to go subscribe to the Patreon or sign up. Forget about the Patreon. Sign up for our YouTube subscriptions, right? Become a member. You get exclusive access. I'll do whatever you want. I'll do whatever you want me to do, okay? We're putting out so much content. You can literally talk to me. We're going to set it up so you can have member one-on-ones with me every month. You have fully uncensored. Like, we want to show you guys, we interviewed, yes, shout out to Gundy. Shout out to Gundy, our first member. Gundy, you're the man. Can we let's do something for Gundy? No, Brian's shaking his head.
What does that mean?
Can we give Gundy? Can he ask me a question, like, exclusively? We got to give somebody an exclusive. Like, if they become a member, we got to they've got to be able to do. Maybe I'll just answer the members. If they're members, they can ask me stuff, and I'll just answer them. Shout out to Gundy, the first pusher.
All right. Are you done being a victim here? Should we get into this?
Yeah, let's get into it. What's up?
I'm actually going to start us off. So you lied a little bit in the beginning there. You said this was the first one. We did a live stream last
we did
Thursday.
do the one. You're right.
We did a live stream last Thursday with the Patreon members.
Right.
And we were taking questions from people on there. I saw after the fact somebody had left a couple questions on the post in Patreon.
Okay.
And there's some good ones. I like this. And then we'll get to this chat.
Okay.
So these are quick hitters for you, all right?
Gotcha.
First one, they're from the same guy. His name is Frank is Nick and Beans.
Frank's and Beans.
Nick is Frank and Beans
Yeah.
with a side of white rice.
Okay, I like this guy.
Yeah, this guy's parents got a real thing for names.
Was he a fan of the History Hyenas?
I have no idea.
Ask him that.
So here we go. He asked on
Shout out to King Lowness. King Glonus. What's good? Thank you. Thank you for your support, you guys.
All right. First one. F, marry, kill.
Okay.
Escobar, Chapo, and Tony Montana.
Okay. Wow, that's one of the greatest questions I've ever been asked in my history as a broadcaster, dude. F, marry, kill. Pablo Escobar, Tony Montana, or who else? Chapo? Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm killing. Oh my, that's so, because I want to F all these guys. First of all, this is what I'm going to tell you right now. Can I F all of them? I'm smashing. I got to say, I think I'm not really into short guys, so I got to marry Chapo. And I'll tell you why. Because Chapo is a short guy. He's a cute guy. He's got that friar haircut. Can we pull him up? Can we pull up Chapo's haircut? And he's just one of those cute Sinaloan kids who I want a little twink. I want a little twink, you guys. I'm a 6'6" kid. I'm a tall kid. I'm a big guy. I want a short guy who's not going to leave me. Okay? I'm with Pablo Escobar. He's going to be running around. There's so many beautiful men and women in Colombia. He's going to be running around, definitely cheating on me. And then Tony Montana. I mean,
there we go.
This guy's lot.
There's Chapo for you.
So I'm marrying Chapo. So let's get that straight away. I want to live in a little village with him, somewhere in Sinaloa, you know, till death do us part. That's easy. Chapo. Shout out to the next Brian. Shout out the members who have shout out the people becoming members, please. We want to shout these people out. We want to acknowledge how much we appreciate their support. We truly do. Who am I effing? Who am I smashing? That's gonna be Pablo. That's gonna be Pablo. He's an overweight guy. He's got big fat tits. He's got big fat man tits, which I like, right? He's got a very kind face. And, you know, like he's Colombian. He just knows how to move. He knows how to work those hips, you know? So I'd have him bent over, just taxing that ass. You know what I mean? Just making those cheeks clap. I would tell him to drop it to the floor, do something strange for a little piece of change. He's got that nice little mustache. He's got that like thin, cute little mustache right there, almost like an Italian guy. You know, you could tell he gives good head. So yeah, I'm effing Pablo, and then I'm gonna kill Tony Montana, even though I love him. Scarface is one of my favorite movies of all time. But the guy killed his best friend, Manolo. So it's like I can't trust that guy. I'm certainly not gonna marry that guy. He's gonna betray me, he's gonna kill me. So I'm gonna kill Tony. Good question. Good question.
His follow-up was, what would you say was your best year when you were in the game and why?
2009, because I started to make stupid money. 2009, early 2010, because I was making up to $50,000 a week, and I was traveling everywhere, and just things were good. Things were good. The things hadn't started to turn yet. I hadn't had any problems with the law. And this is before smartphones too, you guys. Remember, like one of the greatest times, like Andrew Tate, I shouldn't even say his name on YouTube, but he was talking about how he misses 2003. I saw a video of him, and he just misses the early 2000s because this was before the Matrix had control of everybody, you know? Like, this is when YouTube, literally you could watch beheadings on YouTube. Speaking of the good old days, you could watch whatever you wanted. You could watch people like, dude, it was insane the kind of content you could see in those days back on YouTube. Everybody wasn't tethered to their phone. We had the internet and used the internet, but it didn't dictate daily life. It still wasn't an internet controlled society. It was getting there, but it wasn't quite there. That was like 2009, 2010. It still felt, I don't know. And I was a young man too. So I have nostalgia for that time. So I would say 2009, 2010, Daddy was getting rich. If you go watch Scarface, when Tony kills Frank, his old boss, and he's got the connection to Sosa in Bolivia, and he's bringing the shit in, and you just see that montage and the money going through the money counter. That's kind of what 2009, 2010 felt like to me. Do we have another question? Another follow-up? By the way, we're going to be switching over. We're going to be switching over in a couple, probably about 20 minutes, and we're going to have exclusive. We're going to have an exclusive chat with the members. But right now, let's get into it. Let's talk about Brittney Griner. The reason we're here, because Brittney Griner is still in the news. She's obviously free now, and we traded the Merchant of Death for Brittney Griner. This guy fucking rules, by the way. The Merchant of Death. Victor Bout. Let's talk about him, dude. Victor Bout is a crazy kid. Okay, can we pull up a picture of him? This is who we traded for Brittney Griner, who, by the way, she had some issues of her own. She got arrested for domestic battery back in 2015, right? She's bringing weed pens over to Russia, which she shouldn't do, okay? So the girl clearly, she has some impulse issues. Girl's got some issues to work out. I'm not saying her sentence was right, and I'm very happy that she's no longer incarcerated. But let's be honest, this dude, Victor, is even happier, okay? Because this guy was doing 25 to life. Victor Bout is a Russian arms dealer. This is the guy they called the Merchant of Death. Do we have that mustache pulled up?
I just had it up.
Look at that mustache. I mean, this is what, don't you just want to like have him tickle your face with that mustache, Brian? Victor Bout is a weapons manufacturer and former Soviet military translator. He used his multiple companies to smuggle arms from Eastern Europe to Africa and the Middle East during the 90s and the early 2000s. He earned the nickname the Merchant of Death. And in 2003, the United Nations reported on Bout's wide-reaching operations, extensive clientele, and willingness to bypass embargoes. This dude was a boss, okay? So the guy started out working for the Soviet military, all right? Spoke multiple languages, had multiple different companies around the world, and owned airports. He owned pilots. He owned planes, okay? Got his start after the fall of the Soviet Union. Here we go, right here. This guy's fascinating. According to Bout's personal website, so the guy's got a website.
Okay,
How funny is that?
is it victorbout.com or is it merchantofdeath.com?
Are we guessing?
Yeah.
I'm going to say victorbout.com.
Okay, I'm gonna look this
How
up.
funny is that? Does he also have an Instagram? How funny is it that the Merchant of Death has like a content strategy? All right. According to Bout's personal website, he would go on to found an air freight business.
I got the answer for you.
Air cess. Yeah, what is it?
We're both wrong.
Okay.
The notorious MrBout.com.
The notorious MrBout.com. Can we pull that up,
Yeah,
Brian?
it's coming up right now.
That's wild.
This is the opening picture on his website, dude.
Let's see it.
Do you have the stream up?
No,
on
I only have. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me pull the stream up. My computer's about to die.
In boomer fashion, just never heard of a charger.
No, what? That's not his website, dude. What is the point of this? Scroll up. Can you read that, Brian?
What do you want me to read?
Like what is it promoting? I can barely see
buy
it.
the film directly from the filmmaker. So that looks like it's maybe a film of it. Does he have? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I see his. Dude, guarantee you his website is banned in the U.S. We're on a U.S. IP. I guarantee you.
Right.
That shit is not available.
So let's talk about Victor Bout. So this guy owns. I mean, he owns freight companies around the world, and basically he was able to. They say the reason they couldn't catch him, Bout's strategy of constantly moving locations, owning numerous companies, and frequently re-registering aircraft made it hard for authorities to make a case against him. That's right. The kid's on the move. Kid's on the move. You can't take this guy down very easily. He has never been charged for the alleged African arms deal to which he owes notoriety. Okay. So this guy was selling weapons to Afghanistan during the invasion of Afghanistan in the early 2000s. He was selling weapons to terrorists in Africa and in Liberia. Dude, this guy was truly like an international shaker. This guy, he's like a Bond villain. I mean, it's crazy. Look at that mustache. Like this guy is he's a movie villain, dude. Supposedly, Bout has been involved with arms dealings during the Yugoslav wars, especially with the Bosnian government forces during its uprising against the Milosevic government in Yugoslavia. So this guy's, I mean, his arms have slaughtered, I don't know, untold thousands of people. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. What else? Where else was this guy moving? Zaire, he popped up in. In the 90s, he used his aircrafts to transport weapons to Africa from Eastern European states. In Liberia, Bout was suspected of supplying Charles Taylor with arms for use in the first Liberian Civil War. So, Brian, where's he getting? So he's supplying Russian weapons to the rest of the world, right?
Yeah.
So he's an insider working with the Russian government, maybe for the Russian government, right?
I think that was the big speculation. Yeah.
The big side, he's literally, because they say the Russian mafia takes orders directly from the Kremlin. So if you think about that, so this guy is probably working for, because you can't operate in Russia without the blessing of the government, right? It's like China. It's like, the narco traffickers in Mexico. You cannot operate without, at the very least, giving a percentage to the government. So this guy's getting weapons straight from the armories in Russia. So here's how he fell. U.S. sting operation, arrest and extradition. At the beginning of 2008, a U.S. DEA paid informer claiming to represent the Colombian rebel group FARC, supposedly independent of the CIA, negotiated with Bout for the supply of 100 9K-38 Igla surface-to-air missiles and armor-piercing rocket launchers to be parachuted in by Bout to agreed landing spots in Colombia. So this guy's dealing with the highest level military weaponry. I mean, this is wild. The imposters invited Bout to Thailand to meet their leader. He was charged, where he was arrested there. He was charged with terrorism offenses that included conspiracy to acquire and use anti-aircraft missiles, conspiracy to provide material support or resources to a designated foreign terrorist organization, conspiracy to kill U.S. nationals, conspiracy to kill United States officers or employees. Yes. Bout was arrested in Bangkok. He was then extradited in 2010. Russia called the Thai court decision politically motivated. Gotcha. Yeah, so then, okay, so in 2010, it looks like 2011, he was sentenced in a Manhattan court to 25 years imprisonment, which is the minimum sentence for conspiring to sell weapons to a U.S. designated foreign terrorist group. Gotcha. So think about that. Think about, you could sell this. None of this had anything to do with the U.S. And yet the U.S. tried him, convicted him in a U.S. court, and sentenced him to U.S. prison. That's wild. So, so then this guy went to, what prison did he go to? Dude, listen to what he said in 2012. By the way, listen what Victor told the New Yorker in 2012. They will try to lock me up for life, but I'll get back to Russia. I don't know when, but I'm still young. Your empire will collapse, and I'll get out of here. Bout called it, dude. That's called manifesting. That's called speaking it into existence, folks. And damn, 10 years later, he's back in Russia. He was at the Marion Federal Correctional Facility dude, this guy won. This guy absolutely won.
Yeah, I'm looking up to see what he's doing now, since like his newfound freedom.
I mean, he's probably setting up the next weapons deal, dude. I mean, that is like, you want to talk about winning the lottery. It's like, he didn't know how, but he was like, I'm getting back to Russia. And then a few years later, some WNBA basketball player brings a weed pen over to Russia. Dude, maybe this was Russia's way of getting him back.
Yes, no shit. You think they cared about it? It was an empty vape cartridge, dude.
Whoa, that's
it wasn't even like she was caught with bud. They saw some form of celebrity, right? Because like we're not talking about an A-lister here.
Right.
Somebody famous in the US.
Right.
Something that they could feasibly lock her up with without, any like major outcry in terms of why they would do it. And then negotiated immediately and said, hey, give us the merchant back and you'll get your person back.
That's unreal. So, I mean, what an incredible, you got to hand it to the Ruskies, dude. You got to hand it to the Ruskies. They are conniving. Welcome Jeff Grau to the pushers. Shout out to all the new pushers. You guys, in about 20 minutes, my computer's dead. In about 20 minutes, we are going to switch over to the members only side of things. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this, and then let's talk about what you get when you become a member. And we're going to talk about the tenderloin last week. We were up in San Francisco. We're going to get into it. But my point is, like, My point is the Ruskies are patient, they're tough, they're cunning, and they're just willing to die. These guys are they're just willing to sacrifice human life. And that's why we're never going to beat them, dude. And maybe the plan is never to beat them. I don't think our plan is to ever try to beat the Russians. I think America's plan is to make perpetual war. And producer Brian will agree with me. He's a bit of a communist. He's a bit of a anarchist. He really, really believes in just free for all. But I really believe that all of this new Cold War that's popped up between the U.S. and Russia, and make no mistake, that's what it is. We don't care about Ukraine, dude. You can wave your flags all you want. You can say yes, Ukraine. We stand with you until gas prices get too high. You can, we have these idiots, comedians in LA doing fundraisers for Ukraine. Most of that money is going to the oligarchs. The $1 trillion that we just passed a new aid packet, like a new military package worth like almost $1 trillion. The billions of dollars that we're giving to Ukraine is lining the pockets of their military industrial complex. It's going to their oligarchs. It's barely going to weapons. I promise you that. So don't forget that. Anyways, we don't want to get the chat taken down. But I really believe the military industrial complex just wants perpetual war. Of course they do. So, and the same on the Russian side. So that's kind of, I mean, what a way to spring their guy from jail. Their merchant of death. I mean, how dumb is America? How dumb are Americans, dude? And Russia's like, no, we'll get our guy out. Don't you worry. We will get our guy out. And they did. So, hey, Brian, can we say congrats to Victor? I mean, Brittney, we're glad to have you home, girl. But you are not the merchant of death. You are a WNBA player. One who's on her way out, by the way.
Sam Morril just had a great bit about this where he was like, everybody's celebrating. So good to have Brittney home. Do you think Russians are going, so nice to have the merchant of death back?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Russia, they're throwing a parade for him in Red Square right now. And I guarantee you he's getting back to work. Because cats like this don't retire. You know what I'm saying? Like Brittney Griner was not the merchant of death of women's basketball either. You know what I mean? She was like...
She's pretty good.
How good was she? Was she like a top tier WNBA player?
Yeah, she's one of the better players in the league for sure.
Right. And you know who knew that before she got arrested? 0 people.
I watched the W.
That's crazy. Don't ever say that in the chat.
I'm a basketball junkie, dude.
Don't ever say that in the chat or we're going to fucking lose subs, dude.
I walked away from you in Chinatown in SF and went and filmed a pickup game in Chinatown. Do you remember this?
I do remember this. So yeah, you guys, shout out to all the new pushers. You guys, like, here's why you have to subscribe or become a member of the YouTube memberships, YouTube subscriptions. We interviewed a guy in the Tenderloin district of San Francisco last weekend in his little junky motel room, like his long-term, what do you call it? Like his long-term stay hotel where he was at, where it's all drug addicts. And they pay like $100 a month. And it's like a men's hostel, basically. We interviewed this guy smoking meth. He was from like me to the camera, and he was smoking a meth rock. I'm showing it to the camera. It's just wild. This was like interviewing, like I felt like Jack Kerouac in the early 1900s. We're in this like old, like early century San Francisco drug house, basically. Like that's the kind of shit that we wish we could show you on YouTube, but we just can't. We just can't. We just cannot. So like you get access to, you get to see that. You get to see all kinds of crazy shit. We're interviewing a guy with a ski mask on who's literally, he's selling weed on the street like this is the 1980s. I mean, we're looking at Corner Boy. I felt, Brian, didn't you feel like you were kind of in The Wire? Didn't you feel like you were walking around a scene?
I lived in that area, so it wasn't as shocking
of the
to me
Wire.
as it
Okay,
was
you're
for
supposed
you.
to drum this up. You're so bad at marketing, dude. I'll take it from here. You're so bad at marketing.
It was terrifying. I was scared for my life, everybody.
You're absolutely atrocious at making money. Yeah, I'm not saying it was terrifying. I'm saying it's to go into the Tenderloin is like a blast from the past. It's people selling drugs on street corners. That almost doesn't happen anymore. And it's like you're walking around, you're just inundated by junkies and homeless people trading drugs. You'll see people walk up in the TL and just be showing off their fentanyl. They'll just be opening their hand. Like I remember this Mexican guy opens his little palm and he's showing this smackhead different like heroin rocks, and she's kind of like looking them over. It's an open air drug scene. It's crazy. That's why you got to go subscribe. That's why you got to become a member, so you can see all of that. We kind of have to sanitize or blur out a lot of this stuff, unfortunately. But yeah, dude, it was really an amazing experience. All right, Brian, go ahead. What did you think about it? I know this is everyday life for you.
It was, yeah. I mean, like when I lived there, right? I worked in that area. I lived in that area. I walked through it every day. But when you're just in your everyday life, you're not really stopping and paying attention.
That's very true.
I'll say this. I definitely noticed a lot more than my years living there because, you know, headphones in, you're walking to the BART station or you're thinking about what you got to do after work or whatever.
True. That's true.
I will say that the community has done a lot more since I've been there, right? Like there's so much more outreach, people making sure that like things don't get violent.
Right.
And so like, I thought that was great to see. That was nice to see that, like, because you're not going to stop it, right? The war on drugs is a failed war. It was never meant to be won or lost. It's a money generator.
Yeah.
And so people from the community have seen through the bullshit of the war on drugs and have said, all right, look, we're not going to stop it.
Right.
We're going to make sure that this exists in as safe a space as we could possibly create on our own.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's true. It was kind of, it was a very weird situation.
Shout out Castelluccio. This guy wants a shout out right now. Signed up.
Shout out Castelluccio. Castelluccio. That's just a funny name, right? We got an Italian kid signing up, dude. Yeah, shout out to the 10 minutes and counting. We're coming over. 10 minutes, we're switching over, maybe 15. I don't know. It depends how much wind I have. We're switching over to the members-only site, and that's when we really get to have some fun. That's when we get to interact exclusively. You can ask me whatever you want, personal questions, et cetera, et cetera.
Damn, speaking of community, I love this. There's people are gifting memberships right now in here. They're gifting each other memberships.
Unbelievable. It's just like, you know, you guys, I really do feel like
Gundy gifted 10 memberships.
What is that? So Gundy subscribed for $4.99 times 10?
I'm assuming, I don't know how, like the super chat, and that's fucking new to me.
Yeah, if you donate, if you guys donate, also if you don't feel like you're ready to become a member just yet, I understand. You can still, if you donate money in the super chat, you can ask me questions right now and I will answer them. I will answer them fully, truthfully, and honestly, the way I didn't do it when I was on the stand. Okay? Back in the day. But yeah, no, the Tenderloin was it really was like it was a dystopia, because there's the cops don't do anything. We got bum rushed. We were trying to film a dice game, and that didn't go over too well with a couple of gentlemen on the corner. Brian got accosted and yelled at, and of course, me being the the leader of this ship, didn't back him up. No. My favorite was you kept telling they're going to go after me. I'm the host, and I was like, nobody's mad that there's a host near them. It's the camera that they don't want around them. I was very upset that I did not get recognized by any of the junkies in the TL, because they all had, everybody's got smartphones. They all got Instagrams, YouTubes. I was pretty upset by that. I was like, guys, this is me, Johnny Mitchell of The Connect with Johnny Mitchell.
Yeah, I think that worked against us.
Come on. 180 million views on YouTube? Nothing? So no, we really need to I don't care what they say about cleaning up the community or everybody having each other's backs. I did not feel very comfortable. I didn't feel as uncomfortable as I did when we were in Mexico, but yeah, I mean, they told us people overdose every hour in the Tenderloin, which is wild to see. What else we got? What else we have in the docket?
I mean, we had some fun in SF too.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I scared the piss out of you on the street.
Yes, you did that. You ran up on me and you put your knife to my sternum. That was not cool.
First of all, let me clarify this. Johnny had just taken some money out of an ATM. I walked up to him and said, "You got the money?" And he said, yeah, I got it. And I was like, cool. And I pulled my Leatherman out. It's a multi-tool, not even a knife. It's just this.
Yeah.
And I put it to his hip and I said, now hand it over. To your credit, Johnny, to your credit.
I reacted right away.
The response was incredible.
Yeah.
He
No,
goes,
I got incredible.
Whoa! And he slaps it out of my hand.
I got incredible timing, dude. I can feel danger. As a man who's been around danger, like there's a reason that black guys are so scared of dogs. It's because they've been around pit bulls and shit their whole lives. It's the reason that the more danger you've been around in your past, the more averse you are to danger, even when it's kind of not really even danger. You know what I'm saying? Like the more you've been around criminals, the more you can recognize criminals and the less you want to be around them because you know what's possible. That's why it's always these, bros from Australia and England and these Northern European countries that are jumping out of planes and diving outside the cage with great white sharks because they have no danger. They have no crime in their societies. So they have to fill up their lives with unnecessary danger, right? That's kind of, so when I felt that knife to my sternum, when I felt that Leatherman pressed up against me, I had flashbacks to the can, the bucket, the joint, right? And I wanted to get as far away from that as possible. I also got a blowjob from a black girl, but what are you going to do? How's the chat? Is it still up?
It's going up. I'm filtering it right now because we've got a lot of super chats coming in, and I want to get to those.
Okay, let's get to the super chats.
So, have they created a filter?
By the way, happy Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Do we have a lot of Jews listening? Do we have a lot of Jewish people? In light of the Kanye West stuff, I want to give a shout out to Jews, and I want to give a shout out to our Jewish fan base. You know what I mean?
Wow, that was so heartfelt. So
there's got to be some Jewish people to listen to the Connect. We have 500,000 people subscribed to the channel. A few, not all of those could be Gentiles.
My partner's one of the chosen people, and she watches.
Great. Shout out to I won't say her name, but shout out to Brian's partner.
Okay, so I'm going through here. I can see some stuff from the super chat.
Right.
Noah, shout out Noah for joining.
Shout out Noah. Thank you, Noah. We love Noah.
And I don't.
And shout out where you're from. I like to know where you guys are from.
I've seen some. We got a shout out from New Mexico in here.
I love New Mexico.
The homeland. I was born there.
I love New Mexico. New Mexico's coming up. That's like going to be the next thing. Cleaning Albuquerque up. Shout out to the meth labs, the former meth labs. Shout out to the biker gangs. Shout out to Santa Fe. It's very nice out there.
So we've got one in here from Noah. Talk about your time in Cali, Colombia. Do you want to get into that today, or do you want to save that?
Yeah, we'll talk about Cali really quick. I mean, if he donated, dude, yeah, let's do it. Cali is a beautiful city. Here's a little, let me give you guys travel advice. Let me give you some very, very candid travel advice. I got my booty licked by a woman from Cali after we had been dancing, sweating very profusely for hours. And I hadn't showered since the morning, and she licked my booty hole in a dirty love motel at about 4 a.m. And she had braces on. Okay? I got a special place in my heart for Cali, Colombia. That's what you can expect when you go to Cali. Now, it is very slow. Compared to Medellin, it's a little different. So you kind of go there. There's not a lot of nightlife. You got to know how to do they're all about like salsa dancing and stuff like that. So if you go there and you go out, everybody's going to be dancing, which let's face it, Brian, especially Brian, myself included, we are like gold star white. We don't do a lot of dancing. That's not really what we do. Okay. White people do many things well. Democracy, democracy at the barrel of a gun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's
no. But seriously, Judeo-Christian law. I mean, there were some things that the whites do really well. I mean, the whites make money, but whites do not dance. This is what we don't do. We do not. Justin Timberlake, yeah, okay. But I'm telling you, Colombians know how to dance. So that's what I didn't really like about it is every time I went out, girls would want to like do these complicated like dances with me. And like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to do drugs. I'm here to drink. And you know what I mean? And then get my butt licked maybe in in an hour love motel. So, but Cali's very nice. So, but it's beautiful. People are very friendly. I don't know if the cartels still operate down there. Back when I was there in 2010, earlier than that, like early 2009, cartels were very active. There's some very, very dangerous neighborhoods in Cali. There's a lot of like Afro-Colombians, a lot of Venezuelans that have fled to those areas from the countryside. So those create, there's big ghettos there. So you kind of got to be careful. But it's cool. It's cool. You need about 5 days there max, and then you're going to be bored. So, but I enjoyed Cali. I didn't operate down there. I didn't buy any drugs there. No, that's not true. I bought drugs, but I was not like involved with any cartels while I was there. That was all Medellin. Thank you, Noah.
Still trying to go through this. We got shout outs from Seattle.
Seattle, baby. PNTW, Pacific Northwest, baby. PNW. What part of Seattle are you from, doggy? International District? Are we talking downtown? Are we talking South Seattle, MLK? Are we talking the suburbs? Are we talking Mercer Island? It's so hard not to cuss. I mean, it is so hard not to podcast without swearing. I don't feel like myself right now, you guys, but I'm doing my best because I love you, and this is the live. We're trying to set a good example for our fans.
Here we go. We got, somebody from Russia. Who is this?
Whoa, hey, dude, you're going to get our channel taken down.
Logical hoax. Tell us what you think about the Victor Bout trade-off. I'm so curious to know. If you're still here, please tell us.
Yeah, well, you asked him.
Yeah, we know how you feel about it.
Shout out to Russia. Yeah, no, I'm obviously I'm a big Victor Bout fan. Can we just be honest? Can we be crystal clear about one thing? It is tough not to, in certain ways, I don't want to say be a fan of Putin, but it would at least kind of root for him. Because the whole world was talking shit about this guy. Now, I'm saying
you don't have to choose a side here, right? It's not a good and bad.
But how the media paints it, the media wants you to pick sides, So it's kind of hard not to root for a guy. Like, do you ever be watching a movie? Heat, for example. You ever be watching a movie where you're rooting for the bad guys? I mean, that's kind of how the Dahmer series on Netflix was. You're kind of rooting for Dahmer at one point. You're making me root for Bout and for Putin. Anyways, let's get to another super chat.
I'm trying to find it here. They apparently have not set up any kind of filter where I could go through this.
All right, we'll just start reading them, Bubbas. You guys, in about less than 10 minutes, we are going to be switching over to the members-only site. So I encourage you guys to subscribe to YouTube memberships and go check that out. And we're going to be dropping early episodes on here. You guys, just go check out the benefits. If you guys subscribe, we're going to be doing these twice a week. But if you are a member and you needed life advice too, that's what I'm here for. I will answer your questions directly in the chat.
We're trying to pick up subs here, dude. Let's not.
No. Everybody wants my advice. Everybody. Brian's saying, oh, that's funny. Brian thinks you don't need my advice. You do. You're young men, and trust me, you could do with some advice from a wise old sage like your leader, Johnny. We're going to be doing all types of stuff, dude. Like, and it's this interactive stuff that I'm talking about that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else. Plus all the bonus content, plus these interviews. I mean, it's just incredible. And we're going to Colombia next month. We're buying tickets. Brian, we are buying tickets. This is the holiday weekend. We are buying tickets for Colombia this weekend. We're doing it. Let the people know where we're going to be going. Brian, take it away.
In Colombia?
Yeah.
We're going to Medellin. We're going to hit
Medellin. Say it right.
Bogota?
Don't say it at all. Bogota?
Cartagena.
Cartagena?
Are we going to Cali?
And I think we may go to Cali. We may not. I don't know. We're probably not going to go to Cali. I'm going to be honest with you. But maybe if we can get some interesting footage down there, we may be going there.
I saw somebody earlier ask best market for selling weed now. Because you've talked about cocaine.
Here's a pro tip that I found out from an inside source. The new weed market, the new hustle, the new lick is Thailand. I talked to some people that own dispensaries in LA, and these are these like new cutting edge dispensaries. They have their own podcasts. They got like cool brands, right? They are shipping packs to Thailand. Thailand apparently is blowing up as the next legal weed market, and they have dispensaries there that operate illegally, just like in Culiacan, Sinaloa, and they're buying pounds of American weed for around $2,000. So if you can buy a pound of bud in LA outdoor for like, I don't know, $500, $1,000, you can make a nice little profit. You just, send 5 at a time, you DHL it to Thailand, and look, if you lose it, whatever, you only lost a couple $1,000, right? But if you get it there successfully, you just doubled your money. So that is actually the new weed frontier, to answer this guy's question. It's so funny that he asked that.
I think this is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Ohlers 777 asks, how do you travel with a felony?
I travel internally, domestically. I can travel wherever I want in the U.S. It doesn't matter.
Internationally, how does that work?
Internationally, it gets a little tricky. So it depends where you're going. If you're trying to go to like England, England's very strict. If you have felonies and you're trying to travel to England on an American passport, you could have some real problems. I think it just kind of depends. I think it depends on the crime. I think it depends on how many years ago that the crime happened. Like I know with Canada, if you have a DUI, which is not even a felony in the US unless you have a bunch of them, you can't go to Canada for like up to 10 years. Now, the way I do it the Tate way. I do it the Top G way. I got multiple passport, guys. I got multiple passports. I got a Canadian passport, I got a US passport, and I got a Scottish passport that I'm going to be receiving here in a few months. So I use multiple passports. So if I can't go to Canada because of all my felonies, right, on my US passport, there's no way they would let me in. I think ever. That's okay because I have a Canadian passport. I am a Canadian citizen, so therefore I travel on that. That's the easy pass. Most of the world doesn't like the US, so if you have felonies and a U.S. passport, it's going to be very difficult to get into certain places. That's why I recommend doing your 23andMe, finding where your lineage is, jumping through hoops, going over there, and getting a passport from a different country. That's the way I do it. So it's multiple passports, to answer your question. Thank you. Shout out. Thank you for the donation.
Did you want to try to switch over?
Yeah, we're going to switch over. Let's take a few more. Have we done all the super chat questions?
I can't filter them, so it's like I don't.
What does that mean, filter them,
like
Brian?
Pull up just the super.
You're going to have to
super
go
chat
back,
questions.
so you have to scroll
and
up.
The chat's going, and people are arguing in here. So
what are people arguing
I
about?
don't know. It's the internet.
So Brian doesn't want to do his job and pull up the super chat questions. So what do we look like, Brian? What do we look like going back on our word? Here's how you get ahead. You guys want to get rich? This is what you're going to do. I recommend going to read the book, The Science of Getting Rich. You simply have to provide a product or a service that is worth more than what you're charging for. So if I charge you $4.99 a month to be a member of the Connect YouTube channel, to get all the bonus content, if I charge you $4.99 a month, the value that I must give you must be greater than that. Yet we are not able to filter the questions to answer your super chat questions. That's what I'm hearing, Brian.
What? No. I love that the guy who couldn't figure out how to like turn a TV on is trying to get on me about this.
No. We must remain in solidarity here, my friend. In 5 minutes, in 5 minutes, we're gonna switch over to the membership only chat, where we're gonna do about another hour. I'm having fun. Fun. Any more questions we can get to, Brian?
Well, I'm trying to get us switched over here. You want to make the switch? That way we can just answer super chat questions.
Well, will they be in the membership part though? That's what I want to know, because people can donate in the super chat without being members. That's why I want to answer their questions and then go over to the membership side. You see what I'm saying?
Let's just say this: members or super chat. Go ahead and throw your questions in. We're gonna hit them right now. Johnny's gonna rapid fire these.
Yeah, rapid fire. We're having that's it. It's like CNN in 2003. Crossfire. 60 seconds to answer the most complicated political questions.
B. Ash said boomer Brian. Yeah, that's fair. I'll on that.
Nice. Yeah. I'm not the only boomer around here. Man, okay. I want to throw a swear word out so bad.
Nope.
I won't do it.
So here's what we're going to do.
You guys, by the way, many of you, while Brian's looking for the super chat questions, many of you have been asking me how you can see my stand-up live, especially if you don't live in LA. Do this. Go over to my website, johnnymitchellcomedy.com. Sign up for my newsletter. So you can put in your email and you will get alerts from me, and you put in your zip code and everything like that so I know where you are. You will get alerts from me whenever I'm getting ready to come to your town to do stand-up. So once again, go over to johnnymitchellcomedy.com. Sign up to receive alerts. I'm planning a tour. Honestly, the tour is probably not going to happen until early 2024, because next year, this 2023, I plan on filming and releasing my stand-up comedy special, which I'm going to shoot in prison. That's probably going to release in the fall. So after that will be the tour. But so to answer your question, if you're not in LA, sometimes I'll be in your city. I'm going to be in Phoenix with Sam Tripoli January 19th through the 21st at the House of Comedy. So I'll be promoting that. So I do from time to time come out and do dates, but usually you got to be in California until further notice to see me. Okay, questions?
Somebody asked how long you've been doing comedy.
I've been doing comedy since April 2014. It'll be 9 years.
What else we got here? Any chance of you coming to Seattle in 2023?
Definitely, yes. I'm from Portland, so when I'm trying to make a stop in Seattle to do a one-nighter, I will let you know. Thank you for your support.
Somebody wants to know if you ever carried a strap, and if so, what kind was it?
I carried shanks in prison.
That's it? You've never.
I never carried a gun. I was part of a robbery one time where we used a fake gun to rip somebody off. I was also part of another robbery where we strong-armed a guy. I was also in a crack house selling weed. Ooh, Brian, we got to save that for an episode. Sorry about that. I was selling weed to some crack dealers, okay? And because they bought bud from me, right? Because they sold weed and they sold crack. While I was in the house selling them weed, the house got robbed. And we all put our hands up. I can't believe I forgot about this story. This is so crazy. So these guys come in. It's a bunch of black guys, and they're robbing us. They got guns on us. I knew for a fact that there was a gun in the couch. These guys, these crack dealers, just kept a loaded gun with the safety off in like the crack of the couch next to the armrest, just so they could just access it. I was sitting next to that gun. I could have. Those guys turned their backs on us. I could have pulled the gun out and, started firing. I didn't do it. That's the day I knew that I wasn't really a killer or a gangster. But no, I never carried a strap on me.
All right, I think I'm gonna.
Thank you for the support. Do we have any more super chats?
I think I'm gonna switch us over to a super chat only live stream.
Okay.
I'm reading this right now.
Got it. So you want me to let them know?
Yeah.
So you guys, thank you so much for the questions. We had a great time. We are going to switch over to the members only super chat right now. I encourage you to go over if you can do it and become a member, or you go over to the Patreon, patreon.com/theconnectshow. It's the exact same benefits. As I said, it just kind of depends on what you like to use. A lot of people just like using YouTube. They don't like using Patreon. We realize that. So that's why we're offering both. So we are going to switch over right now to the super chat to answer your questions directly and hang out for another hour. We love you. Peace out.